Mr. Hassan's Maths channel. I'm now answering question number 3 from the February-March 2024 International A-Level Cambridge 9709 paper. This question here is about integration actually. It says a curve is such that dy dx is equal to 3 times, in brackets, 4x plus 5 to the power of a half. It is given that the points 1, 9, and 5a lie on the curve. Find the value of a. Okay, so we want to find what the value of a is. So basically, these are x and y values on the curve, right? So it's not going to help us knowing what dy dx is and having these points, because that's what x is when y is 9. And that's what x is when y is a. So I really need to know what the actual equation of the curve is. Now, there's two ways that we can do this, and I'm going to show you both ways. One way is using integration, which is indefinite, using plus c. And the other way is using the limits in a way, which is the way I personally prefer. So I'll show you both ways. Okay, I'm going to show you first using the way I prefer. And that is basically, if I want to go from dy dx to y, I have to integrate. So y is going to be equal to the integral of 3 times, I can write the 3 outside if I want, 4x plus 5 to the power of a half with respect to x. Now, because outside the function is a constant, and inside the function, if you differentiate, you get a constant, it's in the form that we can integrate by what's called reversing the chain rule. So I can integrate this, no problem. All right, I can integrate this expression. Okay, even though it's a function inside a function, I can integrate it because outside of the function is something of the form of the differential of what's inside the function. So now, when I integrate this now, I'm going to start off with my method here where I know pairs of values of x and y, just one of them I don't know. So I'm going to put my limits here. So I know I want to find what a is. Now, a is the y coordinate when x is equal to 5. They correspond to each other. And I know that when y is 9, x is 1. If I now solve this, I'll end up getting my a directly. All right. So now I can put these straight into here because this is already, y has already been integrated, you could say. So that's going to be a minus 9 is equal to 3 times. Now I'm going to integrate this expression here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to add 1 to the power. So that's going to give me to the power of 3 over 2. Divide by the new power, which is 3 over 2. But don't forget, you multiply the denominator by the differential of what's inside the function. What's inside the function is 4x plus 5. You differentiate, you get 4, so you multiply the denominator by 4. Don't forget that. That's something that some people forget to do. Okay, so now we have this, and I have my limits 5 and 1. Okay, so now I can continue. I have a minus 9 equals, I'll have 3 times. Now, what happens here is this 2 and this 4 cancel out. That gives you 3 times 2, which is 6. So I'm going to put 3 over 6. I'll take out the 6 into the denominator here. And this gives me 4x plus 5 to the power of 3 over 2, which is like, you could say the square root of 4x plus 5 cubed, just to make it easy to now substitute values in. So now I can put the value of 5 and 1 in there. So I have a minus 9 is equal to a half, 3 over 6 is a half, times. Now I'm going to have the square root of 4 times 5, which is 20. 20 plus 5 is 25, so the square root of 25 cubed, minus, put 1 in here. I'll have the square root of 4 times 1 is 4, plus 5 is 9. So that's the square root of 9 cubed. So now I have a minus 9 equals a half times, that's the square root of 25, which is 5. 5 cubed is 125, minus the square root of 9 is 3. 3 squared is 27. So I have a minus 9 equals a half times 125 minus 27 is 98. And a half of 98 is 49. Okay, therefore a is equal to 49 plus 9, which is 58. So a is equal to 58. And there's the answer. using that method where I don't have to use plus C. I'm using definite integration to find the value of A. I personally prefer this method myself. Okay, but I'm going to also show you the other method, which is where you use plus C. So what you could do here is you could say, okay, I know that y is going to be equal to the integral of, I'll write 3 outside, 4x plus 5 to the power of a half with respect to x. All right, so let's just find an expression first for y. So y equals 3 times, let's integrate this now, same way as we integrated before. We have 4x plus 5 to the power of 3 over 2 divided by 3 over 2 and multiplied by 4. Okay, and then I'm going to put plus c. Okay, plus c. I'm not putting limits here. It's like you don't have to put the square brackets here, just normal brackets. Okay, so I'll put plus c now. Let's just simplify this first. So you have y equals, again, this cancels with that, leaving you with 2. You have 3 over 6, which is a half, times. You got 4x plus 5. So you can write this as a half times. You can say the square root of 4x plus 5, okay, cubed. And I don't need the bracket now because it's half times all of that. But you have your plus c. So now what you can do, you can use one of the pairs of values like the 1, 9 that we know, and we can find the value of c. So we say when y equals 9, you're going to have 9 equals a half times the square root of, you're going to put 1 in here, that's going to give you 4 plus 5, which is 9 cubed plus c. So you have 9 is equal to a half times the square root of 9 is 3 squared is 27, so that's 27 plus c. So you can say c is equal to 9 minus 27 over 2, which is 18 over 2 minus 27 over 2, which is minus 9 over 2. So now we can say our equation is y equals, as we have here, 3 times, or half times, you could say a half times, the square root of 4x plus 5 cubed minus 9 over 2. And we want to find what a is. We know when x equals 5, y equals a. So we can say y equals, or we can say a equals, place the y with a. We're going to have a half times the square root of 4 times 5, which is 5, plus 5, which is 25 cubed, minus 9 over 2. Okay, so you end up with a equals a half times 125 minus 9 over 2. Okay, so you have 125 over 2 minus 9 over 2. Now 125 minus 9 is going to be that's going to be 114. 116, sorry, 116 over 2. 125 minus 9. Okay, so you have 125 minus 9. Yeah, 116 over 2. Sorry about that. Bit of bad mental maths there. Sort that out. So that's 116 over 2. And 116 over 2 is going to be 58, right? It's going to be 58 divided by 2. That's 58. That's exactly what we got. So you end up with a equals 58. Okay, so both ways give you the same answer. I personally much prefer this method over here. Okay, I prefer this method over here, but both of them are perfectly fine. You can first use one pair of coordinates that you know both of them for to find the value of the equation, including what c is. And once you've got that, you can then use the other pair, one of them unknown, to find what a is. And of course, you get the same answer in either case. So there's the answer to question number 3 from this February-March 2024 paper. Other questions from this paper can be found in the playlist that will appear over here. Other questions from the topic of integration can be found in the playlist over here. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking on this link, and you can watch this video here that will take you or to show you how to use my channel to find what you're looking for. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.